Here's the Purdue family grave. This is 4 of them. Here is Mary Purdue, who is John Purdue's mother, who was born many, many years ago. And here's Margaret Beaver, her daughter, who's the ancestor of Jane Atherstone and David Morris. And here's Elizabeth Purdue, and her kids are named Horn, and her daughter married a Horn. And here is Catherine McCammon, whose descendants are the McCammons and the Skinkeys, and a Cone who I recently heard from. In front of him is a Horn grave, a descendant of Eliza Purdue, whose name is spelled different than the rest of them, but she's still their descendant. Jacob Smith, who married Mary Purdue, and Mary Purdue is a descendant of a John Purdue, who lived right next to the Purdue family in the log cabin. And we don't know who he is. He might be a brother of John Purdue's father or cousin or something. We don't know. We don't even know if they're related. But this is a Smith cemetery, and they're all buried here together. Here's the Crane family. Related some way to the Smith family, I think. Or no, they are descendants of Zelma Smith is a descendant. Zelma Crane is a descendant of the Smith and Purdue, the grave that was just there. Crane was the father of, and the grandfather of Jacob Crane, or whoever it was. He was a preacher. Hosea Crane, who married Zelma Smith. It's recording now. So you probably can't hear. This is Mary Purdue, who lived to be 94 years old. This is probably the oldest one in the cemetery. She's probably the oldest one around. Okay, John Purdue was the father of Mary Purdue. We don't know who John Purdue was, but he lived next door to the other Purdues. He wasn't the John Purdue of Purdue University. And Mary Purdue married Jacob Smith, and their daughter married the Crane. They had the same type of names as we did. They had Catherine Smith, Elizabeth Smith, somebody else Smith, and there's the Purdues. And the Purdues also had footstones. Oh, here's the Purdue graves, and here's their footstones. This is Mary Beaver, who has a big footstone. Here is Mary Purdue's great-great-great-great-great-grandson, right? Right. This is Smith Graveyard, which contains the Purdue family graves, and here's a Purdue descendant marked Prosser by a huge oak tree. Now tell about the oak tree.
Well, I believe it's a white oak, and by the size of it, it appears that it could be 300 years old.
Probably it was here when John Purdue was living here. And what else? You said there were lots of trees this tall, didn't you?
When the original pioneers come to Delaware County, all the trees were this big.
Yeah, that's a big tree. You might stand right in front of it. Yeah, look at that. Wow, and hold your arms out. And he showed us
yeah, we looked around and took
family.
Pictures and...
Yeah. I hope this car can get by.
pipe going up through there and a flag back there. I wonder what that's all about.
Okay, here's the log cabin lived in, possibly built by the Park family, and the Purdue descendant married. Car can get by.
Pipe going up through there and a flag back there. I wonder what that's all about.
Okay, here's the log cabin lived in, possibly built by the Park family, and the Purdue descendant married John Purdue's niece. Next door lived John Purdue's sister Eliza, and next door lived the other John Purdue. And here's the cabin. Still here.
Yeah, there used to be a lot of bushes and stuff around it, and weeds, and they cleaned it up pretty nice. And beautiful catalpa tree there.
Yeah. Miller part of the church.
And beautiful catalpa tree there.
Yeah. Miller part of the Fancher cemetery. Section. Here's the Miller section. Miller. This is John Miller and Mary Miller. Mary Miller was John Purdue's sister, and they lived on the corner of what's now Maxtown Road and Sunbury Road. She, like the others, lived for quite a while, but not as long as her mother. She lived to be 83 years old. They were descended from the,
Oh, nice poem
I
there.
think, the Haymaker family.
A precious one from us has gone, a voice we loved is stilled, a place is vacant in our home, which never can be filled. We can see it here.
Okay, here's Mary Miller's grave, and here's her poem. Can you read it?
Well, I don't know. Let's take it.
This ties
Oh,
does sever, take our loved ones from our side, bear them from our homes forever, over the dark cold river's tide. It's sort of a Miller family symbol or something. Symbol of something. Oh.
It's a kind of like calligraphy, kind of.
J&M, okay.
In J&M. John Miller.
Sure is. Beautiful piece of stone. So's this.
That's probably about 4 or 5 tons.
Huh. So's this.
And this one too.
And so's this. It's another Miller. The Budd families descended from the Purdues. The Mann families descended from them too.
Here's more.
Same graveyard as the Park family that probably built a log cabin. This was Silas Park, and he was married to Mary Park, who was descended from Margaret Haymaker. She had 2 marriages, to the Beaver and to the Haymaker, or Hamaker, or however you pronounce it in German. And they lived in the log cabin. He was quite a bit older than her. Here's some of their kids. And, several of them moved to Iowa. Silas Park was quite a bit older. He was the original settler, and he married Mary Park, who was John Purdue's niece. Hoffman family were the first settlers around here, I think. And that's certainly beautiful.
There's 2 different
Gravestone.
Jemima Bachmans. That other field.
Yeah, this is real agricultural country, and we're on top of a hill.